Hi, I'm Heather Dorff, indie actress, and you're watching The 13th Wolfman. Stay bloody.
Hey everybody, it's 13th Wolfman. You know what today is? Today is day 12 of the 31 days of Halloween. Day 12. So today I picked out a classic. A true classic. We're talking 1960s. We're talking a movie that revolutionized and modernized creatures of before. We're talking about The Night of the Living Dead. That's right, George A. Romero, John Russo, both wrote this movie, both created the film that, for all we know, Romero directed it. Judith O'Dea, Russ Striner, Kirishon, tons of people that are, Dwayne Jones, tons of people that are in this movie. It's a classic. If you haven't seen it, then you've been missing out because this movie's been around, like I said, since 1968. And what it is we don't really hear. This is one of the things I love about we don't really hear the reason of why zombies are zombies. We hear a speculation somewhere in the middle of the movie. They're like, well, there's the Saturn V satellite that crashed. And they're thinking, well, that could be what caused the zombies to be formed and come to life and wreak havoc. But we don't know if that's true. That's just one speculation. And it's kind of, we don't really need a reason. They're zombies, In this movie, they're cannibals that will eat any part of the body. It wasn't until Return of the Living Dead, which Romero had nothing to do with, John Russo did, that they started, doing the whole brain thing. And I know that even today before Romero passed, when people would have him sign stuff, they would have him say, brains. And in one interview I read that a while back ago, he's like, who started this whole brains thing? They're just cannibals, And, well, as you know, it's his partner, John Russo from Night of the Living Dead. So, Night of the Living Dead was put out in 1968, and it had more than just a zombie film. It was a social commentary on the way people were being treated at the time. When you see how they're rounding up the zombies, which the word zombie is never used in any of his movies, but when you see the way that they're being rounded up and shot at, and this was all inspired by the 1960s Watts riots. The zombies were considered a second-class citizen. That's the same way that some people saw African Americans back then. I'm just saying. So when Romero was looking at the world and the way it was being betrayed in real life, he's just kind of like got inspired and wrote this movie, and he's done it with he's done the social commentary with the first three movies. The first one, of course, Second Class Citizens. The Dawn of the Dead was all about consumerism, and Day of the Dead was all about the military regime. I guess that's good enough as any. The military lifestyle. Let's go with regime. But so this movie came out, and I've always heard like the coolest stories about how they had to put this in a car and drive it from place to place in order to distribute it, region by region. And it was just kind of interesting that was the way that they did things back then, as small as this movie was. And it's one of the biggest movies of all time. It's got countless countless editions put out because it's public domain. Anyone can put out an edition if they want to. And Mill Creek has just put out another edition, and it's on Blu-ray. So there you go. I don't know what else to say about this movie. I mean, I love this movie. I love the look of it. I love the fact that it's in black and white. I think there's a colorized version out there you can watch, but I'm not into the whole colorization thing. You know, it's like if it's in black and white, then that's the way it was meant to be. I like the movie. I think the ending is very tragic. It's inspired other movies to use that ending. You know, like Cabin Fever. It's a good movie. I mean, it's really, really a good movie. It's a fun movie to watch. It's very claustrophobic. I'm surprised that the people that were in this movie didn't go on to become bigger, stars. But what can you say? So yeah, that's day 12 for the 31 days of Halloween. Always like, subscribe, share, and comment. With that, I'm the 13th Wolfman, of course. I'm on the prowl.